Duke and Rachel are the first to call. Let's go in order. Duke, you're up first. Hello, Duke?
Hey, here I am. All right.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, give me 1 second. 1 second.
Sure thing. Let me pause the stream.
Hey, everybody, is the echo there when he talks? Did I fix it?
Testing. Anyone needs to hear me.
As he's testing it, is it still there? It's still there, huh? Give me 1 second. Hey, Duke, can you keep talking for a little bit?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Duke. We'll take any questions from the chat just to keep things conversation going while he's doing this. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you, Chaos 1267. Duke, what happened there? Rocco said my name, and I paused it. Oh, we were the only ones calling in, Rachel. That's all I meant. Favorite anime? I don't watch a lot of anime. I read more manga than I do watch anime. I don't know, my favorite mangas are, I like One Piece, the anime sucks, Berserk, but they've never done an anime beyond the Golden Arc, which is kind of dumb because that's kind of where it starts getting good, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that has an anime and that's really good. I recommend you guys watch it.
Can you still hear me now? Can you hear me, Duke?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can the people at home hear me?
People at home, can you hear Rocco?
Really? They can hear me?
Yeah, I kind of hear a little echo for you, but it's not like
Really?
It just sounds like you're in a hallway or something.
Yeah. I just shut off sound on XSplit completely.
Oh.
I guess that's the trick. Don't have any fucking sound on at all. That makes no sense. But hey, you know what? We'll go with it.
Hey, it works for me.
Anyway, sorry about that.
It's all right.
Okay, sorry. So what was your call? What was your call all about other than the tech support, which I appreciate?
Oh, it's no problem at all. Well, I have a couple questions, I guess.
Sure. Hey, yeah, go ahead and ask. I'm going to zoom in the camera a little bit.
All right. My first question, I guess, is regarding the One Piece thing, because I asked about it in the chat. Can you talk about that at all, or would you rather me just drop it?
I've got a very special thing I'd like to say about One Piece, but tonight is not the night.
Okay, I'll just drop it then.
It's a very special thing to me. So I can't... It's a good...
Okay.
You know, it's a good story, but...
Oh, all right.
Can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. My other question is, I know you like Power Rangers and you've been watching Gokaiger.
Yes.
And I haven't really watched any other Sentais. I caught a glimpse of the new one, the Kyoryuger one. Have you watched that at all?
No, I haven't seen a second of it.
To be honest, it's not very good.
Really?
It's very comedic and kind of cheesy.
I don't mind comedic and cheesy, but I just don't.
They do like a dance when they morph. It's not very.
It just seemed forced. I just didn't care. Yeah. I don't care about the new ones that much. I like Gokaiger. It was an anniversary thing, but I just didn't care otherwise.
Yeah. To be fair, though, it has, I think, my favorite, like extra ranger.
Really?
Which, they're doing this thing, I guess, where they have like a sixth ranger, who's just gold or whatever.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, they'll have like another person of a different color come in.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, and the guy they have now, the only one I've seen is Cyan, and he is the first Sentai who
as an American, right?
Is an American. He's white. He was raised in Japan apparently.
Yeah.
And
that guy was in another tokusatsu show. I know about that.
Yeah, he's worked on a bunch of them. He's like raised in Japan, but I love him because he's a 50-year-old fat guy with a beard, and his character he speaks Japanese fluently, but his character cannot. He speaks it like a white guy speaking Japanese.
Really?
And
That's funny.
And I love that because everyone else hates it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I was going to say, funny story about that. In the show Bee Fighter, which was a Metal Hero
Is that the Beetle
show.
one?
Yeah, that's what they based Beetleborgs off of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have a funny story about that, and I should have said this on the podcast, but I didn't. When I went to, there is one American Bee Fighter. It was a white dude who played basically our equivalent of Dragonborg. He was a like dragonfly Bee Fighter guy. It was an American in the show. It was a dorky American white guy in a show all about Japanese dudes. And when I went to E3, I got to go backstage on a certain game, and as I'm waiting in the back, I'm with, oh yeah, these are the guys who did motion capture. Oh, okay, cool. And one of them was this guy. His name is escaping me at the moment. He played Dante in the Devil May Cry games too. Damn, I don't remember his name. He's a big motion capture guy.
Oh, Ruben Langdon.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, he was on Power Rangers show too. I remember that.
He was the dragon bee fighter. He was a bee fighter in that
I didn't actually know
old
that.
Japanese show. I tapped him on the shoulder backstage, and I just thought he probably never hears this, so I went, "Hey man, I was the biggest bee fighter fan," and he went, "Holy shit! What the fuck are you?" Holy shit! What the fuck are you?
Oh, he's great. I met him at Phoenix Comic Con last year.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy, but I don't think he expected that. So he looked like he got hit in the face with a board.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That was one of my favorite highlights of the entire show, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I bet you're hearing that all the time. And he was like, oh yeah, that's all that happens at E3. I get swarmed by Bee Fighter fans. And so it was a funny conversation.
I love stories like that. Like, you also have that one where you met the actor who played Toad.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. One of the ones I actually had recently was also at Phoenix Comic Con was Josh Keaton, who you may know as, he's the voice actor for young Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, that's
and he's
right.
and he's done a bunch of other things, but that's probably what you'd know him the best as. And I met him, I shook his hand, and I said, dude, I loved you in the Even Stevens movie, because he plays a like bit character in that.
Yeah.
And he like died laughing because I was, when was the last time you heard that?
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's hilarious. That's great. I always love obscure things like that. I mean, even with me, I mean, it's not like I'm a celebrity or anything, but we did a signing at SGC, and someone was like, "Hell yeah, dude! Thanks for the autograph, Liv Moss," and that cracks me up. You know what I mean? Like anybody in that line could have said like, "Oh, what are you buying?" or some more mainstream Mega 64 thing, but saying something that obscure, that'll get me every time. Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I had another question as well. What is your favorite RPG that isn't... Well, what is your favorite game with RPG elements that isn't like a traditional RPG? Like maybe something a little less Final Fantasy and a little more Deus Ex.
That wasn't traditionally an RPG. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else qualifies as an RPG. I mean, I don't really know.
It's fair enough, because I've wanted to like ask that question. I just don't know how to word it correctly.
Yeah.
Because the one I always think of is like Deus Ex it's kind of an RPG, but not really.
Yeah.
Because it has so many other elements to it.
I feel like I just play straight up RPGs.
Oh, well then, what's your favorite RPG?
Final Fantasy IV probably, or 7. I know that's tired, but
yeah, but they're tired for a reason, because everyone likes them,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are.
Do you remember the first one you've played, or?
Final Fantasy IV was the first RPG that I personally played. I mean, I saw my family play Final Fantasy 1.
Oh,
But 4 was the first one that I was like, I'm gonna try this one.
I see. It's funny because I remember we were talking about RPGs earlier, and I remember the first one I ever played was 8,
Oh, okay.
and like I got a PS1 kind of late, kind of when 8 was coming out, and they came on like a demo disc I got from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I remember
remember. I
that was
got
the
those
first
too.
game I was. Sorry, what?
No, I got demo discs from Pizza Hut too. I remember that.
Yeah, and I was just it was the first like the demo blew me away because until then it was everything had just been like, they're games, they look kind of silly, and this is it opens with a full motion video and like a full MP3 soundtrack
Yeah.
stuff, and I just remember like going like playing that demo over and over and going, I have to get this game, it looks incredible. Then I got it, and it wasn't very good. All the MP3s were replaced with MIDIs, and and the plot was just like incomprehensibly bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's there's a famous twist in Final Fantasy VIII that's famous because it's a really stupid twist that doesn't make any sense. I don't know if I should spoil it or not because I don't know if you've played it, but
uh, some people in the chat might not have.
yeah, that's fair enough. I won't spoil it.
So
But
you
there is a
never
part
know.
in Final Fantasy VIII that's really bad. Like it makes me look at my favorite one is Final Fantasy X, and even I'll admit 10 doesn't have a great story.
Yeah.
And then I look at 8 and then I go, no, it was great compared to that.
You didn't think your favorite is 10?
Just solely for like battle mechanics because
Yeah.
I love purely turn-based stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I really did like the. You know, I played it at E3. I played the HD version,
Hmm.
and I have to admit, it took me back. Like I started to feel like I was 18 again, and just like, oh,
That game still
PlayStation
looks really
2
good.
Final Fantasy, yeah. Some of it looks goofy, but I hate the characters. I hate the story, but I had so much fun playing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know.
Whatever, everyone's got different opinions. I mean, if really my favorite Final Fantasy is Tactics A2,
Really?
yeah, because it's tactics with because my favorite is tactics and that's everything refined. So
Yeah,
hey, I
yeah.
like it.
I honestly have to say I love. If there's one that I love just because of the gameplay, though, it's 12. Man, 12 is like one of my favorite games ever.
That game really needs an HD re-release.
Yes, that's what I want more than anything, and I'm trying to tell everybody. Even if you think you might play 10, just buy it. Convince them to make 12.
Did they say like they were gonna
Yeah,
consider it?
they said if 10 does well, they'll do 12.
Oh, hey, well, I'll be sure to get 10 because
Well-
now I don't have a PS2 anymore, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta get 10.
The only thing is I wish they would announce this stuff to also play on the PS4, because by the time this all comes out,
Yeah,
I'm going to want to play it
can
on
imagine.
that. You know what I mean?
And then you're gonna want to play it in even higher definition.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think it would be the same resolution. It'd be 1080p either way. I don't think.
Oh
it's,
yeah,
But hey, if they could get it to run at 4K, oh my god,
I guarantee they can't run it at 4K.
I'd buy a 4K TV. No, that's just a joke. No, I wouldn't. That's impossible.
I've seen a lot of people talking about like 4K resolutions, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I think video. I think it could.
Oh
be
yeah, video.
but-
They all
but-
come with. They've all said like they come with the opportunity to stream 4K video, but not 3D.
Yeah, but otherwise, that's pretty impossible.
Yeah. And I guess one just final question, even though it's kind of dumb. I always love. I was at that PAX panel where it ended with the infamous 2 question.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know why that's like my favorite PAX memory. And
Really,
then,
that's your favorite PAX memory, huh?
not like I could say like, oh, I went to this party, I had a great time, but then like every once in a while I'll just think of that kid asking that question. It's like, wow, what a way to go.
Yeah, that just about sums it up. God.
And I don't know, I was just wondering, have you ever played any of those games, the infamous ones?
No, I've never played any of the infamous games. That just came at a time where I was getting burnt on games that looked like that, or just You know what I mean? I just
Yeah,
I
I get
wanted
you.
to
I
play
think
something cute.
yeah, I think isn't 2 one of those like constantly free ones with PS Plus?
Yeah, and I think I have that downloaded, but I just didn't play it.
Uh, I don't know why, but I like that game a lot more than I probably should.
Really?
Because well, Infamous One was I got it for free because it was when the servers went down, they just gave everyone like copies of it for free,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, all right, it was a fun game. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it had its problems.
Sure.
And 2, I just felt like they fixed every problem and everything is so much better in that game.
That's cool. That's how I
To
felt.
me,
Another obscure one that I felt like that was like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's fine.
Zone of the Enders 2, I felt like was another one where it was just like, oh, you addressed everything that I was thinking.
Yeah, it's like the perfect, like, well, not the perfect sequel, but just they fixed everything that I found fault with.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited for the new one coming out, too.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah. I actually, I heard, well, I read this article of some guy who went to, like, E3 and got to play, like, every PS4 game. You know, like, what ran well, what didn't look so good, whatever. He said he
Yeah.
played, like, one game that was, like, 720p, and it was like, come on.
On,
And then he went to Infamous, and he said like, now it's an open world game where you can throw a lot of shit around. So it's the one game you expect like, oh, it's not gonna, the frame rate will stutter or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he said it ran flawlessly. So
No kidding.
yeah, I'm curious. I really like those guys at Sucker Punch Games.
Yeah.
I think I forget who said it, but they just said like they make really good games and then just get right back to work and don't get any like acknowledgement for them.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of true, huh? I never thought
Yeah.
about that. That's kind of. I mean, they're the ones who work on Sly Cooper, right?
Oh yeah,
That was something I meant to try and then never did. And again, before I had even at the time I barely heard about it, it was already that they had other games coming out.
yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, I think I agree with you there. But
It's actually I was actually just even keeping up on the Infamous game, just looking on like for tidbits about information. They said they based it all in Seattle, and I think that'll be really cool because I haven't been back to Seattle since like 2011.
yeah, I haven't. Well, I'll be in Seattle in.
Well, for PAX, obviously.
Yeah, for PAX. I'm trying to think if I'm going any other time this year though.
Hmm.
I don't think so. I really like Seattle.
Yeah, it's a really nice city, and I think it lends itself well to like an open world urban exploration game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is, yeah. That's a pretty good setting. I was going to say, have you? I'm sorry. You were at the PAX that guy said that. That was in Seattle, right?
Yeah,
Where do you live normally?
I live in Arizona.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why I said I went to Phoenix Comic Con.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be curious to see what you know, if that's something that looks interesting on PS4 and there's not much else to play. I mean, I feel like that's my time I really try out a lot of new stuff is when I have a new console and it's kind of like, well, I want stuff to play on it, so maybe I'll try something different. You know.
It's a launch title. I'd probably
Is
get
it?
it
I'm
anyway.
sorry. Is it confirmed to be? Is it a launch title?
Oh yeah,
It is for sure.
yeah.
Okay. Huh. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I felt like if I was getting a PS4, I'd probably just end up getting that game anyway because it's the. I don't know. It just feels like the one game that stands out to me because I'm not into like shooters or racing.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I feel like most launch titles are for any system. Are that?
Yeah. I think there are some. I don't know what I can say or if I'm not supposed to say, but I think there are some indie games that I know of anyway that are supposed to launch at that time, and they sound pretty sick.
You mean for the PS4?
Yeah,
Or-
I think on the PS4 launch, there's going to be some indie games that I think you'll at least have a handful of really fun indie games to play, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because they had that whole demonstration on stage at E3,
Yeah, yeah,
which I thought was really cool of them.
yeah. I thought that was cool too.
I love hearing how just indie friendly Sony has become and how anti-indie Xbox has become. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and I know plenty of people who could speak for that.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people I like at Microsoft. Shout out to them. But
But maybe lose the publisher thing, because that's the one complaint I always hear about.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Not saying they don't have any bad games on Xbox in the arcade.
I ain't
Just-
saying nothing about nothing, but I'm saying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Well, thank you for your call, Duke.
Oh, thank you for taking it.
Thank you for that. I'm glad you joined me at this random day, 2 in the morning.
Oh, and you mention it like that.
It is random.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, man. Take it easy.
All right. Thank you.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Good night. Whoops.